I've tested Leica's new M EV1 and it's made me realise I might be a shit photographer. I'll explain, but first, a few photos I've taken with it that I do actually quite like. I've actually taken about 2,000 photos with the camera, and to be honest, there aren't that many that I think are very good. But, to quote the great Taylor Swift, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At least, I'm pretty sure I'm the problem and not the camera. Let's take it out and see it in action. I got immediately distracted by heading to my favourite coffee place in Edinburgh, Santu, but I did at least have a gorgeous flat white and took a shot of some phones on a table. I quite like the look of this scene of these two on the bench, and while my shot is basically fine, it's also not actually in focus. Another shot, another missed focus. And hey, look, it's a shot I actually like. Love the cowboy boots on the step and the fact that the owner of them remains completely anonymous here with just that nice big puff of vape smoke. And guess what? It's in focus. It's not really a great start. The EV1 is an M series, and usually Leica's M series cameras are rangefinders. They're all manual focus, and while the M EV1 is as well, it doesn't have that optical viewfinder. Instead, it's just got a regular electronic viewfinder, meaning it's basically like any other interchangeable lens camera, except it's all manual focus. Leica says having the electronic viewfinder does make it easier to get pin-sharp focus, especially when you're working at wider apertures. And while I did find it a bit easier than I did with the M11, I still found that I really missed a lot of shots that I really should have got. This is absolutely a scene that I love. Mill in the background, this big sort of concrete block in the foreground, great light and shadow, lovely tones. As you can see, I'm sort of balancing the camera on top of this post, pre-focus to infinity. I'm at f8, I think, ISO 400, 1,000th of a second. Might be one of my favourite photos I've taken with the camera so far. I do like the mill from this side. We see a lot of the industrial side of things, along with a lot of the ironwork and whatever the hell all this stuff is. But the sun is right behind it, so actually what I'm looking at from this side is the shadow side. And that really doesn't look as good. It's really not what I've got in mind for these shots. It's been nice seeing the boat here though. It's called Commander Susan. So there you go. Because of the wide angle nature of the 28mm lens that I'm using, so I could try and actually use this railing as a framing device for the ship. Can I get down and shoot through it? It's one of the things I like about manual focusing on any camera, not just a rangefinder style. So that kind of once you've got your focus on infinity like this, I can kind of move around, adjust my composition, and not have to refocus. or change my settings at all. Actually, this kind of works nicely. One of those might be okay. Cool scene. The two front of the boats. In the background, cranes. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this because it's such a wide angle video camera. Here, the little car. Well, it's not a little car, it's a pretty big estate car, but it looks so tiny in amongst these steel giants. I do really like this. At 28mm, it's still too wide for me. So what I'm going to do is take the digital zoom to 1.8 times. So that's almost twice the focal length. So it's taking me to roughly a 50mm equivalent. And I think that is going to bring more of a detail of that car, more of those cranes in the background into the shot. Almost certainly going to have to do some cropping in this scene because there are 4 elements that I really like. The lighthouse, this thing, 2 umbrellas. Now if I get too close, then this building is going to overlap with the lighthouse and these two are going to start overlapping. So it needs to be far enough away that they all are separate from one another. But at 28mm it's quite wide, so I'm going to do digital crop 1.3 times, take my shot, and probably end up cropping in a bit further in post. .8 crop. Lovely scene. There are a lot of photos in the bunch that I took with the camera where I have just completely missed focus. In fact, more often than not, I think my focus was not quite where it should have been. And in others, it was completely off. And it's really frustrating to think that there are some otherwise good photos that I've completely ruined. And while a lot of Leica M series fans will say that this is all part of the pursuit, it is the purest form of photography where it is just you and the image, for me it is where I struggle with this type of camera. I need to know that I'm not going to miss a good photo opportunity, and while I don't necessarily think that every photo needs to be absolutely critically pin sharp on someone's eye to be considered a good photo, for example here, it's a scene that I actually really liked and I spent the time trying to get my focus, but it was still actually quite soft when I looked back at the shot. But I don't think it spoils it. And I think the same is true here. But in other shots, I didn't fare so well. By which I mean, they're completely unusable. And I don't like that. I don't like missing out on photos that I should have. Basically, I need autofocus. My Q343 has it, and it is why I get on so well with that camera. I do think that electronic viewfinder on the M EV1 did help increase my hit rate, more so than I found when I've used Leica's previous M11 or the M10 before it. But it didn't increase it much, certainly not enough. And I think that's partly because I was sent the M EV1 and I had it for a week to use, and basically that was my practice time to try and get to grips with using a manual only camera. If I had it for months or years and I lived with it day in day out, I'd really like to think that I'd get better. Because to be clear, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the camera. The problem lies with me. That thing is a beast. That 60 megapixel sensor can take stunning photos, and the 28mm Summilux lens that I had on the front really is great. Plenty of photographers absolutely swear by Leica's M series. I'm just not one of them. A lot of my photography absolutely relies on me nailing that decisive moment. Whether that's in my personal work where I'm out doing street photography and I want to capture a candid scene, or whether it's when I'm shooting weddings and I want to make sure that I absolutely nail the moment, or when I'm covering an event as a journalist and I'm actually trying to document the things that are happening and unfolding in real time in front of me. If I took a load of photos to my editor and they asked me why they're all blurry, I couldn't really just say, well, I was using a manual focus camera. I mean, fine, there are a couple of things I don't love about the camera itself. For one, its auto white balance always leans weirdly cold for some reason, so I always have to keep it in manual white balance and lean it into warmer tones like shade. I also don't love that you can't install the filmic Leica Lux onto the M series that you can onto the Q series and the SL series. I shoot almost all the time in the Leica Chrome look because I just adore what it does to the colours, but you just can't put that on any of the M series cameras. So what, are the M's just for purists that don't want any kind of photographic styles? I mean, yeah, probably. But it's why I just felt that the images I was getting from the M EV1 weren't hitting the spot for me in the way that images from my Q343 do. They're different cameras for different types of photographer, and I guess I'm just a Q person. It's not that I need all of the latest camera features to do all of the work for me. The Q3 doesn't have proper stabilization, and it's way slower than even my Canon R5. But it does have good old-fashioned autofocus, which is why in the 40,000 or so photos I've taken with my Q3 since I bought it last year, I've got a whole bunch of shots that I absolutely love. They're all in focus. And it turns out I have the camera to thank for that because I am completely incapable of doing it myself. Okay, to be honest, I don't hate all of the photos that I've taken with the EV1. Some of them, I kinda like, I guess. I actually told my friend the other day that I haven't taken a single good photo with the camera, and then when they saw the photos, they told me I was an idiot. I just think it's that I hope to get more, maybe get some shots that I'd anticipate seeing in my portfolio. Basically, have some shots that I'm truly proud of, and while I've taken some good enough snaps, I haven't taken any work that really brings the feeling of pride. What I got instead is a pretty harsh lesson about me relying on modern electrical systems. And when I'm someone that would like to think that you could put any camera in my hand and I'd be able to take some good shots, when it turns out that that's maybe not the case, I kind of have to look inward and reassess a few things. Or, now I've sent the EV1 back to Leica, I can just forget all about it and go back to my autofocus cameras. Let's do that one.